alligator's mouth.
But that's the sort of thing.
He is
Kind of thought he was bluffing
in
the
a bit
whole
of trouble. Playing lots of hands.
Yeah, I know, but then so I thought about flatting, but I just...
Joined here by Mike Sexton and Phil Locke in the box. This has been fun so far.
He's basically screaming.
He could have showed me aces.
It's folded around to Toby Lewis.
I'll get there.
On the button, he looks down to 2 queens. Big hand.
On the button, it's a glorious time to get these big hands because people don't believe you there.
Oh, well, this could do it for Robl.
He's got sloppy chips. He's on tilt. This could be ugly.
Oh, he's definitely going to raise. I mean, how can you not raise?
He's going to get ping-ponged here by Team Great Britain.
Yeah, as you said.
First trick, it bluffs him. Then Lewis stuffs him.
That was good.
He just calls here.
That's
a little shocking.
That's
I would have
mature.
raised. I would have raised. It's funny. I would have raised and folded to a re-raise. That's the sick thing.
Now Timoshenko's going to come in this pot
For
with
sure.
2 deuces. He's getting the right price to come into it.
I mean, it's possible
It's an easy hand to play. You flop a deuce,
Yeah.
or you don't invest any more money. Just that simple.
Got to be impressed by Robl just calling there. It's almost like he said to himself, they know I'm on tilt. So
Right.
I think the pot's going to be big. I just have that feeling.
All 3 players have pairs. That's something you don't see very often. Pre-flop.
Button in the blinds.
Oh! It's come
Quads,
queen,
full
queen,
house.
9.
Oh my God.
Goodbye, Andrew Robl.
Wow.
It's nice having you here, but
0%.
It's such a hard place to
Some
be drawing
days-
his head
so
from,
hard
isn't
to
it?
flop a full house and be 0%. It's really, really hard.
Wow.
They're both trying to figure out how can I get all the money in. And by the way, Lewis is thinking he has to be bluffing, right? Because when you have quads, you have all cards locked up.
Robl leads right out and bets a full house.
Playing it like...
Well, that's something I would never do in this spot to a pre-flop raiser. I'd let him take 1 stab to bluff at it. Now, obviously, Lewis is thinking he's died and gone to heaven here or something. He just can't believe
But he's
what's
also
happened.
thinking it's got to be a bluff or an ace-9. It just...
So you're just going to call. You're never
yeah,
going to
he's
raise
never
this
going to
spot.
raise. He's never raising this. I mean, it would just be a horrible play.
Until he's last man, last action, probably before he's going to get any bets in this pot.
Yep. And
He's
look at
just
him.
gonna Continue to throw the rope.
These guys are just incredible.
Well,
I mean,
well,
he's
just
done
shows
that
you.
so it doesn't look. I mean, what are they
he
thinking?
raised?
Yeah, why do you raise there?
Well, he's raised here.
I think this is a bad play, but amazingly, it's going to be the perfect play because you get all the money in now. Because
Well, Phil, I mean, isn't it that he's raised here because he's reckoned that Robl will never put him on a strong hand if he does? I mean, it's that.
No,
The
sort
point
of
is,
level.
looks like an
raising
ace-queen.
here, you shut the guy out of a straight draw in case he had a jack 10. It
you
makes
know
no
he
sense
can't,
to me. He
it's-
doesn't have a queen.
It's wrong. It just has to be wrong. You can't let the guy bluff anymore because he can't have it.
He's got the only hand he's going to continue to play.
He's just getting very lucky that the guy. Yeah.
He's got the only hand he's going to continue to play. 9's full. Robl is just very happy
Yep.
that the guy's raised him.
But he's going to probably call because in the end you think if he has a queen he'll bet the turn, no problem. So he's just going to call.
I got to tell
Am
you.
I right? He just called. Yeah. In the end, because it's too big a hand. I think Robl's played it right.
Both players are liable to not even get all their chips in there. They're going to try to out-slow play each other from here out.
Mike, that would be.
This is unbelievable.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't shock me if it goes check, check on the turn.
Well, I think what's clear is that both these players actually think the other guy has nothing. And
Kind
they're
of.
trying to.
Right.
That's their positive. I mean, is it
Robles
possible?
is hoping that Lewis has a queen. That's what he's hoping for,
Right.
but he doesn't feel it in his bones yet. So he's
Because there is a level here among these young guys on that paired board to the raise that, Robl's trying to represent, a lead with air, and Lewis is trying to represent the pre-flop raiser raising him with air.
Yep. And I think given the way the hand's gone, Toby has to fire like 50 or something right here.
Well, I just can't believe he's betting this hand. In case your opponent's got a straight draw, why would you want
Wow.
to shut him out?
Robles is thinking Christmas time, but it's not Christmas time. It's coal in the stockings time. I stole a phrase out of your book. That was you, Jesse. That was you. I can't.
Robl obviously trying to decide. The bet's 60. Do you go all in? Do you raise? Do you just check and lead the river? What's the best way? What does he think Lewis has here? What would Lewis play like this? Obviously, a queen.
I'm in shock he raised
maybe.
him on the flop. I mean, that's the first thing. I would have never thought
Yeah.
the guy's going to make a
On the
call
flop, that was,
with
I think,
any
horrible.
hand. Looks like a horrible play.
In hindsight, these will be the worst 7 minutes he spent on his trip to London when he got outflopped by quads.
He'll be looking at on the airplane ride home in his mind, too.
Oh, boy. Toby, on the other hand.
Still just flat calling.
Well, they're just calling here.
Because he's thinking my opponent might be bluffing.
That's what it has to be. That's what it has to be.
The only thing would make it worse if a 9 comes up on the river.
Right.
Oh, my God.
That was sick.
Can you believe this?
Oh, my Lord. That
Quads
is so
over quads.
sick. I can't believe that.
It's kind of unfair.
Oh, my Lord. So now he's like,
Oh, my God.
he's like, wow, my opponent can't have queen 9. Hopefully he has queen 5, you know. Or
Well, Toby must be thinking, geez, what can this guy have to be calling with all this way?
One thing we know for sure, just in case he checks it, he is going to get a wager.
I don't believe I've ever seen this before.
no, me either. This is a first for me. 10 years of cards.
Well, he's moved all in and quickly called and let Robl turn up his hand first. 4 9s
They
against
can't
4 queen.
believe
Look
it.
at Timoshenko's face.
Look at Toby Lewis.
Look at Timoshenko. Look at Timoshenko. Look at Timoshenko. Look at Timoshenko.
That might be the most weirdly played hand in history of poker. One of them, certainly.
Poor.
You know, the whole crowd is just completely shocked.
Daniel bets 8,500. Doyle raised here, might get called in both spots. David also's got the inside straight draw. Daniel's got top pair along with the flush draw. Just calls. David might raise. He just calls. Wow, what a card. The Queen of Spades. Both Daniel and David have made a flush. Doyle's made top set. Check, check, check. At this point, everybody's got to believe they got the best hand, and that ace doesn't change anything. David checks again. Daniel's not checking anymore. 26-2. Doyle might be putting Daniel on ace-king.
Oh, it is?
He calls. Now, I believe David thinks he's got the best hand, that he's the only one with a flush. He might even be giving Daniel 3 aces. And Daniel proceeded cautiously on the turn. There's no way Doyle has a flush. Doyle just called that 26-2. And it doesn't look like Daniel has a flush. David's going to make a pretty big raise here. He's going to raise to $101,200. Almost like he could be bluffing. Daniel is not putting David on a small flush. He's putting him on a bluff or maybe the absolute nuts. And Doyle's just fed up with this whole hand. Daniel picks up his cards, gives Ellie a look at them, and folds the best hand.
Check that hand twice over with that hand. That's hard for me to believe.
Doyle also really believes it's very possible David's bluffing. He's a little fed up with how he played his queens. He doesn't want to compound it by throwing away the best hand here. Looks like he's calling. There he goes.
Flush. Oh my God, he laid down 10 high flush.
I was thinking he could.
I had jack. Damn. I almost put in 3,000 with the jack 2 suited on the button. Daniel. Jeez.
Thinking, what is he going to do if he has like a 9 or 10?
Limping.
Oh, no race.
I mean,
Yeah,
first
I mean-
level, you're not a big fan of limping in really with anything, or are you?
No, not at all. But I mean, the term they use on the internet, all the young kids these days, it's called mind setting, where they're trying to like trap a set and they hit a set, and there you go. But oh my goodness me, look at this.
How big could this pot get?
6,000.
Set, flush, straight.
Wow.
Cool.
Quick call from Achilles. I mean, he's not really to know right now how much action he could get by fast playing this, is he?
No, but he's made absolutely the correct move, because the last thing he wants to do is see another spade on the turn.
Flanders has got the straight. I mean, what should happen now?
Well, quite rightly, Timmy's obviously of the opinion that he's betting, say, a lone ace or a
20,000.
pair. He's got a big hand here.
And he's made a big bet.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see Kallakis putting his hand down. I think those two are going to go to war, but I can see Donahue being clever enough to pass. But it is a real tight spot, this.
Can you pass a set here? I mean, how many options does Donahue have? Is raise an option right now for him?
No.
Cool.
Now comes the move, because if Kallakis can push here, if he can find it within himself to push. Oh.
Cool.
Is that a what kind of call is that? I mean, is he actually is he trying to slow play slow? Or is he actually worried?
I think he knows he's winning, but he's just hoping a spade doesn't come in the end. Oh my goodness me! Wow.
Check.
Donahue's got 4 threes, and I mean,
and he still looks like he's asleep.
Can this pot get bigger?
I can only see a call. I think if he bets here...
What's the bet size? What should the bet size be?
He's going to bet 32,000 in my book here. 40. And there you go, bets 40. He's going to get called by Kallakis, and that allows Tim Flanders to fold, because Tim cannot be winning this coup.
We've already seen Achilles is kind of on his A game tonight. I mean, obviously, the flush is good, a good hand, but... I mean, he doesn't think Donahue would be bluffing here, does he?
The information he has got is he's in a three-way coup, and a three-way coup will open itself up to a full house being out there, as opposed to if it heads up, you just can't believe they've got it. In his mind, he's betting with the flush. He's playing a hand that's got a bigger flush draw, and maybe there's someone who's got 2 pair or a set.
If somebody had a bigger flush out there, I
think the hand would have been played faster.
Right.
So, I mean, that's probably going to mess up his thought process.
Because it's, I mean, and who's he more worried about? Is he worried about...
Cool.
Yeah, and Tim has to pass here.
This has been one strange hand. It's kind of amazing that no one's going to go broke here.
Well, you see, what Kallakis' flush is just sort of mid-range, and he was scared of another spade coming out, because when he gets 2 opponents, he's thinking, I'm never going to make somebody with the ace of spades pass. So he needs to see no spades.
Look at that face, Tim. Physical torture pain. But 40,000 is nearly all his stack. Can he beat a bet and a call?
No. And I'm sure he's going to be clever enough to understand that. He's just mad that it's paired up at the end, but he doesn't know the pair up at the end has actually saved him. He's not going to be thinking that, but that's exactly how it is.
He's looking at Achilles. He's looking at Donahue. I mean, in his wildest dreams, could he say to himself, Achilles... No.
Well, his best chance was to phone a friend. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
What a hand!
Straight.
What a hand!
I thought it was straight.
When